Alright, well hey everybody, Cookster here. Another update. It's January the something, I forget. End of January. Almost the last week of January. No, that's not right. Hold on. Alright, take two. So, it's Thursday, January the 20th. No, Tuesday, January the 24th. Another update here. As you can see, we got more orange to show. I finally got a positive upbeat update. That last update, I mean, I was kind of down. I'd been through it just hadn't been a good few days. This is a more positive update. I actually feel pretty good about my truck for a change. Been through some ups and downs with the truck. As you can see, I've got, well, maybe you can't tell it, but I repainted the back part of my floor pan here with the orange. When I painted the front side, the floor pan the first time, I was flipping it with the rotisserie. And I didn't realize I wasn't getting enough paint back here on the back side. Now I should have. I just wasn't thinking correctly. So basically everything back here on the back side was either not painted at all, barely painted, or just painted barely enough to get by. So what I did was what you see now, I rolled the cab forward, masked off from this cross member forward, reshot all this, and being that it's texture painted with the the lizard skin texture stuff, you really can't see the line. There's no blend line or anything up under here. You can't tell unless you know what you're looking for. You can't see it. I also went ahead and shot this area under the back of the cab, which is really hard to get to with the cab sitting flat. Now I'll reshoot again, but now I'm guaranteed to have good orange coverage here when I paint the outside for sure. So that's done. The inside of the cab I've painted now twice. I've got one in an earlier video. I probably haven't posted it yet, but I will. I painted the interior the first time. It was the sheen. I didn't like the sheen. It was too shiny. I was going for a matte finish, and we mixed eggshell, and we got eggshell. We might have even got a little closer to gloss than eggshell. It was too shiny. So I had to reshoot. I reshot the dash a second time. I liked that. So now I masked up the entire interior, and so I reshot the entire interior the second time. So now it's matte or maybe even almost flat, and I like it a whole lot better. So now the interior is finally painted and done. The lizard skin on the floor on the interior has been an ordeal. I haven't talked about it a lot. We've had really humid weather here off and on. I'm talking about 90% or higher. My humidity scale goes to 80%. So it was off the chart or off the scale, for days on the end. 80-90% humidity. That lizard skin's water-based. I have found out the hard way. It will not dry when the humidity's up. Temperature be damned. Humidity's up, it won't dry. The lizard skin's giving me some trouble. It's not lizard skin's fault. It's just I've got to learn to use that stuff and be more patient, and humidity be damned, and yada yada yada. Here in the wintertime and in the spring, if it was summertime, I had no doubt I would not have had any trouble. But here in the wintertime, when the temperatures are kind of iffy, and I'm trying to chase the weather temps, catch a good day or two, I've got heat in my garage, not a lot, but enough. But the humidity is just game over. So anyway, I finally got through all that. All my lizard skin's done now. The sound coating and the heat control on the floor and the roof's all done. I'm gonna move the camera here in a minute and show you that. Firewall we painted a long time ago. I haven't touched the firewall. Thankfully, I didn't need to. So anyway, like I say, this is a nice positive update. My next thing is to start wet sanding. I've already wet sanded a part of the back of the cab. I did that when I was getting ready to spray this. I'm going to wet sand the cab while it's on the rotisserie because I can flip it up and down and roll it around. So I got to wet sand my jambs, the back, and the roof, and I'll be ready to paint. So like I mentioned earlier, it's almost the end of January. I can almost pretty much guarantee I'm not going to get this cab painted now till probably sometime in March. January and February here in the South are our coldest months. We all had that record cold here early in January, late December. And then we had the crazy storms, 2 weeks ago or last week? 2 weeks ago. And then I had all the like I said, the issues with my lizard skin and the humidity and the paint not drying and the finishes, and I was just kind of bummed out, to be honest with you. But now, I mean, things are better. Like I said, I'm about to start wet sanding here the next day or two. I say I won't be painting probably for another month at least. I'm going to get off my high horse about painting this cab and let the weather turn. Get to be spring here. Spring usually turns around here in March, sometime March, early April, depending on what year it is and how the temps do. So I got lots of other projects, both outside the shop and in the shop that I need to work on. So I'm gonna try to work on some of those. But anyway, I'll stop yapping. I'm gonna show you what we've done here, and then we'll be moving on. Woo-hoo. All right, let me see if I can give you a 25-cent tour. As I mentioned, I'm ready to start wet sanding the cab. So the back is obviously got to be wet sanded. Here's my interior. Let me turn this set of lights off. They're going to cause glare. Here's my interior. That's the flat or matte. I'm not sure which finish that is. It's somewhere between flat and matte. I won't call it matte, even though it may actually be flat. But that's my matte, flat, gray interior. So I got the dash, the A-pillars across the, let's see, across the windshield. And then of course around the jams. Around the jam, down the jam, and I also painted down this jam here because my interior is going to be all gray. I didn't want to have an orange stripe showing right here, so that's going to be gray, and I'll probably blend it into orange, probably right on the bin line. I think is how I'm going to do it. And then of course, then it's gray above the rear glass, below the rear glass. I won't have a rear panel in here that'll cover this up. It'll be gray, of course. Gonna make a headliner, some type, be gray. So the only thing you're really going to see is just around the edges of the glass and the edges of the door. The rest of this should be headliner material or carpet or however I decide to cover it. What I'm going to do for my two-tone, let me put this light down. I'm going to break the two-tone. I think I'm going to break it right in this seam. So you'll have a gray here, an orange out here. So when the door closes, this reveal shows as orange when the door's closed. So I definitely want this to show as orange. Same as here. So I'll have to probably break it in this crack right here. Be a good spot to break it. And then I've got this seam here. I'm going to break it right there. Orange will be orange below, gray above. Thought about painting the entire jam gray. But the more I thought about it, I'm sitting here thinking about it now, that might have been a mistake, not painting that entire jam gray. I did not want the rocker panel to be gray because the door is orange. But the interior is going to be all gray. It could be gray falling out. I don't know. Now that I'm standing here looking, I might paint the whole jam gray. Huh. Well, can't do it now anyway because I still have it mounted on the rotisserie in the jams. So that'd be something I have to do later anyway, which I got to do later anyway once I get the cab off the rotisserie so I can actually paint it. But anyway, maybe I'll rethink that. Maybe I'll actually paint the jams gray all the way around. It would match the interior. But I thought, see, with the jam being orange, the door jam's going to be orange. So why not make the car jam orange? But I'll think on that some more. Oh, another thing about the interior. I mentioned my I've got the lizard skin sound control and heat control on the floor, the entire floor. The back is just sound control. And then the roof, I was supposed to put, that light's causing glare. I was supposed to put sound control on the roof, and Goofy me forgot and just put the heat control. which I wanted heat control for sure because that's a roof. You know, you want heat control in the roof. But I was supposed to do sound control and just screwed up. And you can't put the sound control on top of the heat control, so I'm stuck with it the way it is. So I goofed. Oh well. So anyway, but the firewall is what I really wanted to show you. The firewall is the sound control and the heat control, and I painted it. It's the same paint as the dash. And it looks really nice. Basically, I didn't want to have to buy one of those molded firewall covers. And I think those things now are either out of production or they're hard to find and or really expensive. So I didn't want to buy one of those. So I just sprayed it with lizard skin and painted it, and it looks really good to me. So the carpet will come up. I think the carpet stops kind of right along in here. So the carpet I bought should, I hope, come up to that, at least to that seam right there. If it don't, I may have to spray down in here on the floor pan some, which I probably should have done before and I didn't, so I may have screwed up. But that won't be the first time. I painted my kick panels gray only because I just did. What's going to show is the edge right there. That I'm going to have molded kick panels too, or fiberglass, whatever I decide to do. So there's the dash. There's the interior. You've seen the firewall, still orange. It's not going to change. You orange haters out there, just deal with it. It's not going to change. So yeah, that's the cab update. Like I said, next thing I'm going to do on the cab is start wet sanding, or finish wet sanding. I've already wet sanded the cowl and part of the back, some of the jambs, the A-pillars. Basically, I got to do all the roof, most of the back, and some of the front, and around all the nitty-gritty, intricate little pieces. And that'll take me however long it takes. I'm not going to, well, I may film part of the wet sanding. I was going to film wet sanding when I wet sanded back here to show kind of my neck, to show some of my techniques for wet sanding, and I decided not to. So I may actually film some wet sanding because I'll show you how I do it. Don't know whether anybody will watch it or not. I do want to say I've gotten a few more subscribers and getting a few more viewers. So thank you to those that are watching. You know, anybody who's watching, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know if it's because my content or just my videos are too long, I'm boring or silly, or maybe it's just, I don't know, it takes time. I'm not trying to be all whiny, because I'm not. But to those of you that are watching, you know, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Tell your friends and your enemies and share it. And, you know, if you think what I'm doing is interesting enough, pass it around. You know, I'd like to grow the channel a little bit. It make me kind of feel good. But, you know, if I don't, I don't. I'm not going to cry over it. Anyhow, I think that's all I wanted to mention for now. I talked about the thank you and blah blah blah. Like I said, I don't know when I'll be painting this thing. I don't think I'll be painting anytime now between now and March, honestly. Unless we get some crazy weather days and it warms up for about a week and stays that way. I could paint it when it's cool, but I don't know. It just depends. I'm kind of I don't know. We'll see. It's not going to be tomorrow or this week or anytime real soon. But I am going to get the wet sanding done. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I do have a lot of video footage I still haven't shot. I still haven't edited and posted. I'm trying to do that. So I'm assuming some of you are curious because I've missed a lot of steps between all the work I did last spring. I'm sorry, all the work I did last fall, and then all of a sudden here it is with paint on it. I have all the footage shot for all that. I don't know, still don't know to this day how much people are actually interested in these longer videos. I'm trying to do longer, more detailed videos. There's got to be a market, or not a market, there's got to be an audience for more detailed stuff, I would think, and maybe I just haven't found it yet. I know a lot of the videos on YouTube are short. They're 25, 20, 30 minutes. They're cutting out a lot of stuff, leaving a lot of stuff out, and people are still watching them. So I guess that's enjoyable, but I just been wanting to do more, you know, show more details, because I'm a detail-oriented person anyway. So when I watch those videos, I sit there thinking in my head all the stuff they're leaving out and not showing. But that's just how I am. I don't know. I nitpick stuff like that. I like my dash. I like my dash a lot. I was going to take a picture of this, just a little pod. Let me get over to the other side. I got that video I posted where I made these, and I took a picture of the little pod in sheet metal. Now I got it painted. I'm thinking about taking a picture of the pod, you know, nice picture of it and showing it on that thumbnail. But that's neither here nor there for now. Y'all don't care about that. I'm rambling again, so that's it for now. So as I've been saying mostly all along, thanks for being here. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing and learning something. You know, I don't know. I don't know. But we'll just keep going. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Do the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell all your buddies and friends and enemies and ex-wives and girlfriends and yada yada yada. And you think this stuff's worth watching, you know, give it a share. So I guess that's it for now. So I will catch you on the flip side. Y'all come back now, you hear?